Hello my lovelies, well here are your June Oracle messages for the sign of Taurus. I hope that you're all well and you've got good stuff happening for you. So I've tuned in and I've had a vision for you, and it's interesting. You've got the same card as for Aries, well one of the same cards as for Aries, but it's a very different vision, very different. So the first part, well, so it was a horse because Aries had horse energy. So the first part of the vision, I saw a horse on its own in a field, and it was covered with, its ears were covered, its face was covered, its whole body was covered with a, like a rug. But its head was covered because it was being bitten by flies, and it had a sort of a fringe affair as well to stop the flies getting into its eyes. But it was like a mesh hood, really, I suppose, and a mesh so that it could actually see through. And this horse was so miserable, utterly miserable, on its own in a field, no companionship, no sense of joy or fun or anything going on in its life other than being completely irritated and miserable and hot and bothered by these flies. I couldn't see clearly because of the mesh across its eyes. And I said, well, what is this? And they said, well, this is some of you, not all of you watching this, the energy of some Taurians, as we move through June. It does change, don't worry. The vision does change. And so my sense of this part of the vision was, some of you are feeling very isolated, very hemmed in, very alone, things not clear to you, things feeling overwhelmed, like with the rug on it when it's a hot day, and having your ears covered, this hood over the whole face of the horse. And if I know you're cows, you're the bull, but this is the vision, and it does make sense. And so you're not being able to hear clearly because this hood just literally covers the whole of your head. Not being able to see clearly. And also I felt restless legs. So these flies or horse flies, whatever they are, nipping at you, biting at your heels. So this is to me that for some of you, this is to do with your working situation, your careers, how you earn your living. That there's a sense of isolation, a feeling of things not moving forward. You're just stuck in a field of consciousness where nobody's caring for you, nobody's bringing you what it is that you need. And that you can't hear clearly, you can't see clearly, so your senses have been dulled, and then the vision shifted. So it's to do with a movie called A Knight's Tale. So hopefully you've seen it, and it was the bit where they were tilting. So two horses charging towards each other with the lances, with the knights on the back of them. And so the horse that was you in the field then became the horse at the tilt, and still you were covered, but this time in this sort of regal, beautiful outfit. So you had a cloth all over the back, and also around the head and the face, with beautifully embroidered outfit. And this time you were being ridden by a knight. Now, you were the white horse, And then, of course, there's the black horse, which we see as the baddie sometimes. So the black and the white, the yin and the yang, and two forces coming together to see who has the greatest strength, the greatest prowess in the tilting arena. And so this says to me that there is a shift and a change of energies. Oh, okay, got something else come through there. So on one level, this feels like the chariot energy, like the chariot in the tarot, and that is the card associated with Cancer, the sign of Cancer. So this is saying to me by July, because Cancer is 21st of June, 21st of July. So by the third week of June, there will be this amazing movement in your life. So coming out of that field of isolation, of feeling restricted and not seeing clearly, to this sense of it's not exactly competition. It doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel that you are pitting your strength against another. It feels more like a sense of showing off your talents and abilities in such a way that you are honoured by the Black Knight. So it's not as though you're going to ride to your death, or you've got to stick your lance in him, or he's going to stick his lance in you. It doesn't feel like that at all. It's more to do with okay, now I'm seeing the spectators. So people are sort of the dignitaries sitting up on their high plinth, etc., watching what is going on. So this is more a feeling of you stepping into the limelight, being viewed by others, being seen by others, being observed by others as to how you hold yourself, how you approach a situation, and again, your prowess. So how you have trained yourself to do certain things in this lifetime, and how you feel ready now to go out there and to show off your skills. Now, within the movie, the character who said he was Earl such and such of so and so, he wasn't at all. He wasn't at all. So he was not. He wasn't honest. Card of self mastery. He wasn't honest with who he truly was. So he took on a role, pretending to be a knight, and he was pushed to the extremes in his abilities. So I don't feel this is necessarily about you lying or untruths. It feels more to do with you standing in your truth, you being honest with yourself as to what your true talents and abilities are, and how you can present them to dignitaries, to higher ups, to those who may offer you a job or may headhunt you, bring you onto their team, into their fold. So the honesty card says, I let down my ego defences, my fears are behind me. As a master, I am close enough to myself to be true to myself, to be real, and I am no longer afraid to be vulnerable. I have nothing to lose. So at the end of the contest in the movie, he removes his helmet, hood, the horse's hood comes off. He removes his helmet, and he is honestly showing himself to his observers. So there is a reveal here, an energy of revelation, to be able to step into the limelight without any fear, to show your true self, to take off all of that armour and say, well, this is me, this is what I do, this is what I've trained in. I'm very good at it. And I am at a point now where I deserve recognition and reward. So it's moving out of a period you've had around you where, as I say, you feel miserable. Nothing was moving forward. You were stuck in this field of consciousness. Now, a little angel card, flexibility. So yes, the angel is touching her toes, but my sense of this is more not just about your physical body being flexible, but your mind being flexible, because I feel that the energy through June, which is Gemini moving into Cancer, will be using your wits, because Gemini energy is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is using your wits, thinking really, really fast, you know, thinking on your feet, thinking, looking ahead, and not just being quick-witted, but how you use your words. Not so much so that it comes across as cutting or sarcasm, but more just tapping into that ability to be in the right place, right time, saying the right thing. Also, what can come to you. So Gemini energy can be messages coming to you. So say, for example, you see an advert for a job, or you hear about an opening, or you hear about somebody having left either a job or a relationship, because this isn't just about work and career for you, because I feel that seeing you in the field again with all of that hood, etc., covering you, it may have been that you've been on your own romantically for a while, and when the two knights are in the tilting yards, that you may be, you and the other knight may be suitors for one person. So you both of you might fancy someone, but you will come out, excuse the phrase, on top, like you will win the lady's heart. So if she gives you her favour, meaning that when the knights, before they started to gallop towards each other, they would bow to the dignitaries, they would offer their lances, and the lady would tie what was called a favour, or her scarf, to the lance to say that she favoured one knight over the other one. So with regard to your romantic life, we have a card from the Romance Angels. Keep an open mind. So if you see in this picture, there's a gentleman, but there are two ladies. So this is sort of flipping that around with the two knights on horseback. So there may be two ladies after one man, or two men after one lady. So it says, keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. So you may find that from the vision that I've given you, that in a way you don't have to do much, but there may be two people not exactly fighting over you, but two people interested in you. And it's up to you. You keep an open mind as to who you actually draw to you. It's about, yeah, flexibility and honesty. What do you honestly want to bring into your life? Or who do you honestly want to bring into your life? Whether it's in a romantic sense or work and career-wise. Being true to yourself. You're no longer afraid to be vulnerable, and you have nothing to lose. So if two people show up at the same time, one of whom might be a past suitor, so you might have had dealings or relationships with someone previously who then departed your life, but they may show up again to have another try. As I say, it's up to you how you actually deal with that. But the horse energy is about empowerment, self-empowerment. So if in the past with somebody you've given your power to that person or that situation, where they've put you down, where they've tried to control you, where they've it's been a codependency, this energy coming in through June is very different. And in the intervening time between whoever that person or situation was and now, you may have come to many revelations, conclusions as to why that didn't work. You've maybe done some work on yourself and you said, I'm not repeating that pattern. And whatever the lessons learned, you now take forward. So when that person or situation shows up again, it may not necessarily be the same person, but it could be the same pattern. So another person showing up, but running the same program. And when you recognize that and acknowledge that, and think, oh, God, here it is again. Been there, done that. I gave my power away, didn't I? Oh, but I've been working too hard on myself to do that again. Now I do feel empowered. I have this sense of who I truly am. I'm not going to let my energies drop and go back into that lower sense of giving my power away. It feels really nice to be powerful again. And then see what you draw to you. Now we have a Healing with the Angels card. And this is lovely. Ideas and inspiration. So there's a feeling with the energy of this card. You see the little angel whispering into the girl's ear. This is loving words. This is comforting words. This is divine inspiration. So it's not listening to gossip or chitter chatter from your friends around you, where other people can pull someone to shreds in a conversation. This is much more of you listening to your higher guidance about the situations around you, not letting anybody else influence you as to the decisions that you make or where you take your ideas. So even though in the movie A Knight's Tale, the boy went from just being a servant to showing himself as a knight, he moved through some subtle and some profound changes to get to where he wanted to be, and in the end revealed himself as his true self. And because of that, he was honoured, he was applauded, and he was made a knight. So whatever ideas and inspirations you have moving through the month of June is run it by your higher aspect And if it feels right, then it's definitely right. You may feel like you want to keep certain things to your chest, keep certain things private. And that might be a good idea too. So not sharing too much with others, because there might still be people around you who want to dissuade you from going down a certain path. But you're made of stronger stuff now. There's more determination and a feeling of wherever you place yourself in life now, you're going to be met with an equal energy, where there is respect, where there is working together rather than against each other. Now I'd like to finish off with an Angel of Abundance card. Just see what's coming in for you with that. And as you are, it's still in your the Taurian energy until the 21st of May. You are starting off a new solar year. So it's a birth, it's a new beginning. So it's being able to happily remove yourself from that field where you had the hood on and your ears covered, etc. And tasting new grass. So there's a fresh meadow, there's a fresh energy urging you forward now. So you're no longer restricted. There are no restrictions. Now you can really start to move forward. The planning is important. And I'm looking at when the moon is full in Taurus will be during the time of Scorpio. So that'll be November time. So whatever you start now, it being your solar year, by the time you have your beautiful full moon in your sign, it will be November when we're in Scorpio, because that's your opposite sign. So I feel certain things coming to fruition at that time, and the full moon will illuminate things for you. Right, Angels of Abundance. Let's see what we've got. I love it when a plan comes together. Here we are. Raise or promotion. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Look at that. Isn't she gorgeous? That looks to me like Venus, energy of Venus, Demeter, who rules Taurus. So this beautiful, vibrant, fertile energy. Congratulations, an increase in your abundance flow awaits you. This is a result of your positive focus and willingness to take action based on your divine guidance. Keep up the good work. So there you are, my lovelies. There's this lovely energy of moving. Oh, isn't she beautiful? Look at that. Moving through the tail end of spring, into summer, into the autumn. So this is the energy of Demeter, who's the earth goddess. And she's all about fertility and fecundity and bringing things to fruition. So whatever ideas and inspirations you have, plant them now. Be flexible. And keep an open mind. So there you are, my lovelies. I hope that's been of some help to you. I've enjoyed the visions for you. When they come in, I have to sort of try and figure out what they mean. I hope you've seen the movie The Knight's Tale. It's wonderful. It's based on Geoffrey Chaucer's stories. So if you watch the movie, you may glean other messages from it. So it's like I've led you into the opening act, but there might be something else in it that will rock you. We will rock you. And if you've seen the movie, you know what I mean. So I hope that's of some help, darlings. Thanks for watching, subscribing, liking. If you want a private session with me, details are in the box below. So till next time, bye for now.